Matrix Resurrections. That's the new Matrix film, isn't it? Yes. This one kind of doesn't matter because the other two Matrix sequels were shit anyway. I'm not like some super Matrix fan or anything like that. I think I've watched it twice. I think. Um, but the last two sequels ruined the whole thing anyway. It doesn't really ruin the experience of the first one because you can just watch that and forget that the sequels exist. Like you forget that Alien 3 exists, you forget Alien Resurrection exists, you certainly forget about Prometheus and Alien Covenant and Aliens vs. Predator. You just forget about all of it. You know what I mean? Well, I do kind of appreciate Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection because it's good directors, It's part of their canon. Okay, so I don't know what I'm talking about. So that's okay. In that regards, Alien. No, I'm getting confused. This is why they need a better title. Matrix Resurrections doesn't really matter because they've already had two forgettable sequels that no one cared about. I only watched those sequels because I moved into a flat in London Bridge and we had no internet. It took ages for the internet to get installed, and I just had my iMac, and someone I live with had like 5 DVDs. 2 of those were the Matrix sequels. He didn't even have the fucking original. So I ended up watching them, Plus some other complete guff that I watched. My goodness, did I watch some shite. Oh my God. But all that aside, Matrix Resurrections. Is it going to be any good? Does it look like a bit of a reboot? Because it doesn't look the fucking same. Has Keanu Reeves not bothered to even change his appearance from John Wick? No. He doesn't care either. He just likes the checks. He's reached that point where it's like, I just like the checks, He just likes putting in that work. He likes to put in that work. He's not really cashing checks like Bruce Willis and Nicolas Cage, because I think he does put a lot of effort when he's doing the John Wick films. I've only seen the first one. That shit doesn't interest me. Do you know what I'm saying? I like real violence. Yeah. Anyway, who really cares? Is it a cash-in? Who cares? But I have a theory. Because of the cultural significance of The Matrix, I have this theory, okay? Now, the theory is this. Now, the Wachowskis, if I say that, isn't it? Yeah, it is the Wachowskis. The Wachowskis. Now, before the Wachowskis, when they were men, okay, because one of them turned into a woman, and then the other one turned into a woman. So it went from the Wachowski brothers to the Wachowski sisters. But I think only Lana Wachowski is listed as director of this one. And I can't remember which Wachowski Lana used to be. So it's all fucking confused anyway. So it's kind of like, people probably worried that they were going to turn Neo into a woman. But they didn't need to because the directors turned into a woman. So that covered all bases. It's like, this is a major Hollywood blockbuster directed by a transgender woman. So they've ticked so many boxes, they don't need to put anything on screen. Nah, we don't need any more diversity than that, you fucking lunatic. Jesus, we're Hollywood, we're not crazy. So that's ticked those boxes. Now, the Wachowskis, before The Matrix came out, they actually made a film called Bound. I used to love that film. It's got some lesbian sex in it too. Should have seen the signs. It's just this cool bit where they chopped this guy's fingers off. I just like the way it was shot. I did. Murky. Like film noir. A modern noir. I liked it. It's a bit trashy, but I liked it all the same. It had style. It had flavour. Now, why are the Wachowskis doing this? Well, I think it's because of the red pill thing. That's what I think. I honestly do. I got this theory. Which means I'll probably have to watch it to see if I'm right. But you don't have to pay to watch films if you don't want to these days, do you? So who cares? But the Wachowskis, it's interesting because sometimes people get worried about film sequels or reboots or whatever, because they bring in a new director and it's shit, you know what I mean? So everyone gets worried, going, oh no, this new director's going to make it shit, and the sequel, the reboot, or the remake, or whatever it is, and it is shit. The difference here is that, yeah, it's like, oh, well, it's the original director of the entire, the original Matrix trilogy. So you think, oh, well, this is going to be good then, isn't it? Like, oh, yeah, the Wachowskis are back, man. Oh, but let's not forget that they haven't made anything good since The Matrix. Do you remember any of their other films since then? It was a Speed Racer. And that film about that book that was unfilmable. And did they do Battle Angel Alita or something? Did they do that too? Yeah, the Wachowskis are hella whack, man. Like, come on. So it's like, oh, well, they're doing it. Well, probably should have been someone else that's doing it. But look, let's face facts. I think it's about the red pill. The cultural significance of the red and the blue pill has never been more apparent than it has been, particularly in the last 5 years. Being red-pilled was adopted many years ago by, as far as I'm aware, Curtis Yarvin, who's a writer. He used to have a blog going under the name of Mencius Moldberg. I think it's Mencius Moldberg. He coined the term. Well, he used the term red pill and turned it into what it is that we know now. And obviously, if you don't know, being red pilled is being awakened to the world. Seeing the world how it really is, just like what happened to Neo. And if you take the blue pill, then you just stay addicted to all the crap. The false reality, like television, media, Hollywood. That's the false reality, the bullshit they pump into your brains. You take the red pill, suddenly the veil drops, and you're like, oh no, this is hella weird. That's the whole thing. Obviously, red pill has been appropriated by Curtis Yarvin from a film, and then it's been used by all kinds of different people. The red pill doesn't necessarily respond. It isn't necessarily being co-opted by people to mean the same thing. Like the word woke, because a few years ago, woke was kind of different. It was then co-opted, and now it's being used as ammunition against people. But there probably are people out there still going, yeah, I'm pretty woke, bro, not understanding that woke means something different. Now, woke just meant awake. You could be a conspiracy theorist and be woke. Do you know what I mean? Like, same way as red-pilled, you get conspiracy, hardcore conspiracy heads who are red-pilled and see lizards and shit. And obviously, the term red-pill, they're trying to use that for the whole new terrorist narrative that they've been building for the last few years. Here's the telltale signs of a simp terrorist. He uses the word red-pilled and based. They say, oh, it's a term of the far right, like Pepe the Frog. Remember Pepe the Frog was just some cartoon by some guy? And then they didn't want people using their Pepe. The people that love Pepe, unfortunately, I was like, we don't want people using Pepe, or the normies. Let's make him evil, a Nazi, so people will stop using him. And then that became a whole mess. And now Pepe is just like one of the most triggering cartoon frogs of all time. The most triggering cartoon animals since Pepe Le Pew. And he was a rapist. So it's kind of strange how they reappropriate, images, terms, names like the alt-right. Because the alt-right didn't mean what it means now, which is like a sort of generally an ethno-nationalist, a white ethno-nationalist. Alt-right was actually a term used by a lot of people as saying, "Oh, we're the new right, we're new conservatives." Because they already had neoconservatives, and everyone fucking hates them, except probably lefties now. They probably fucking love them. Bizarrely, it's like, yeah, bomb Afghanistan. It's for diversity. Which is, the whole world's gone. The polar shift definitely happened. The poles definitely shifted because everything's back to front. Up is down, left is right. Fat is healthy. I mean, it's gone crazy. Fat is healthy. Still trying to spin that one. Anyway, so things get co-opted, and I think The Wachowskis, without a doubt, aren't a big fan of how the term red pill is used. I have read that. And being, Hollywood darlings, they're not, they can be incredibly liberal and they're going to vote a certain way and only a certain way. They would not like anyone who would support Donald Trump to be using the term red pill, or any conservative for that matter. Some guy goes, his bio says, I'm red pilled and I love Ben Shapiro. That would, the Wachowski was there going, oh no, because that's how they talk now, because they're girls. Oh no, how dare you? Oh no. It must really, really piss them off, like that Pepe guy, the Pepe artist. Remember, he was so upset. He was like, stop using Pepe for hatred. He's a symbol of good. Shut up. They did it with a swastika, you fucking nutter. Pepe's hardly the new swastika, is he? I mean, some people try to tell you he is, but they're crazy, so don't listen to him. The swastika is still used. It's not as bad as what they did to the swastika, not by a long shot. The swastika is still used. You see it in Vietnam, you see it in fucking India, you see it in Japan. It's a symbol. It's a fucking holy symbol, man. So anyway, what will happen is this. Because the Wachowskis, they want to reclaim the red pill and blue pill thing, right? So what happened? There's a couple of ways they can do it. Basically, let me have a sip. Now, either it will turn out that the red pill wasn't how you get out of the Matrix. It was all a lie. That was all a lie. No, being red-pilled is wrong. You're not seeing the real world. And actually, the real world outside the Matrix is really beautiful and fantastic and full of freedom, and you can fly as a human being, right? And how'd you get there? The vaccine. It's the vaccine. They give you the vaccine. It's a big blue vaccine. And they inject you with the vaccine, and suddenly you're given unbridled freedoms. Am I right? That's what's going to happen in Matrix Resurrections, bro. Or it'll turn out that actually, no, the red pill doesn't do anything. You need to take 2 blue pills instead of 1 red pill. You need to double up your blue pills, like doubling down. That's what you have to do, and that'll get you out. And Neo will be there like, oh my god, no way, bogus. I can't. I could just do the Bill and Ted thing. You mean I didn't have to take the red pill? I had to take 2 of the blue pills? Yes. Or you mean I didn't have to take the red pill? That's not the real pill that gets you out of the Matrix. No, you got to take the vaccine, Neo. I got to take the vaccine. And then literally he turns into, well, probably a goat person from, that's what my friend reckons is going to happen to people. He thinks people are turning into goats. Fantastic.